All right, hey gang, we are back again doing the next round of some demonstrations with our model Amber, and she's going to be teaching us and showing us how her body might look in a warrior series flow, but also some crescent lunges and maybe some low lunges too, depends on how much time we have because I teach at 6. So, all right, Amber's at the top of the mat. She's in a mountain pose. And most of the time, you're either going to come from a mountain pose or you're going to come from a downward dog. We're going to do it a couple different ways. So Amber, go ahead and step the right foot back as far as it can go and bend through your left knee. Keep the back heel lifted as you do so. So her toes are facing forward. She's going to start bringing her arms up by her ears. The hips are also facing forward and the heel's lifted all the way. This is a crescent lunge. And you can see her knee right here is at almost, and this is perfect. If she wants to deepen this pose, she would move her foot forward farther, all the way up as far as it can possibly go, or her back foot back, and she's gonna deepen that pose, holding the belly nice and tight without letting it drop. She can even come up on the front toes to make it even more engaging for a muscle base. All right, go ahead and, nice, I love that. Great. All right, now drop that heel, and then drop this back heel and open those toes just slightly. Try to keep the chest forward, bend through your front knee, and she's coming into a warrior one. Warrior one can sometimes hurt my knee in the back. So if that's the case, I would have Amber move her foot away from her body. So she would step it out. She would go ahead and still take that twist with the chest forward, bend through that front knee, and feel it maybe a little more gentle on her body. So you feel better? A lot of times you're going to notice a knee knock. You don't want that. You want to pull that knee out, which hers wasn't, so I'm just demoing, and then she can bend it a little farther. You just don't want to take the knee past the toes a lot of times. So you're really trying to see, when you're doing that, you're really trying to see the big toe. You're looking for the big toe. You're still trying to put pressure into this back foot and the whole 3 points of it, a lot of people will say. And hers is almost parallel, which is almost twisted too far for warrior one, but I think it's perfect if that was what feels good in your body. Now, she is going to twist it all the way to a 90, so just a little bit farther. Yep, not too far, too far. Good. Bend through your front knee again, twist to the right, and arms are going to go to a T in a warrior two. All right, so for a warrior two, what I always see everyone do is almost always their arms are like this, and they don't even know. They're looking forward toward her left hand, and the back arms is doing something weird because we have no time and space ability sometimes. She's probably getting tired, but it's all right. She has to do another hour. So she's going to pull her belly nice and tight. Yep, and it's not a complete tuck of the tailbone, but it is a lift through the upper body. Her shoulders are open, and her head is looking to the left, and she's got her reaching in her warrior two. It's beautiful. Now go ahead and take the left arm to the left elbow to the knee, or if you're coming all the way down, she can come. If she has a block, she can use the block just to bring the floor up a little bit. I don't want you using the block to put your weight into it. That's cheating. That is cheating. You're using the block to still be able to engage the core so that her side body is nice and tight. She's still trying to twist through the side body. She's reaching up toward the ceiling, palm facing that mirror. And extended side angle. That front knee can go even farther, and you can use the arm in order to press it open and really get a nice twist in the upper back. Beautiful, Amber. Good. Good. You can come on up. Go ahead and wiggle the arms down to the front of the mat, and back heel is lifted. So now you are in a low lunge. Then through the front knee. Good. So here too, she could have 2 blocks. She could have 1 block, but she's really just trying to warm up that right hip flexor, maybe the left groin. And then left knee and warming up the back heel. She could barely, maybe if she felt like rocking forward and back, she could, until she wanted to drop the back knee down to the ground. Nice and gentle. So from this position, I almost always go into a half split. She can either have this back foot flat if she wants. She could frame her hands around the front leg with the blocks, or she can just use the hands on the floor. Keeping the toes forward, totally fine. Or if she wants to take it up a notch, she's going to lift that up. She's pulling the left hip, whichever leg is in the front and straight, into socket and pressing that back one forward, lifting through the chest and through the ribs, through all the upper body, the thorax, the thoracic area, and lean forward, hinging at the hips. Drop the head. Good. Now, I do have some people who like to sit all the way back on their foot. I don't know if that's her or not. No, I do have a lot of people that like that. I don't like that. hurts my knee. But again, you can put something behind the knee. Not all yoga poses have to be exactly the way the yoga instructor says. You're going to figure out how it needs to be, you can come on out, how it needs to be modified to where it feels good and does its purpose. Okay, so now I'm going to say just a couple other things about, we didn't do reverse warrior, but that's okay. I'm going to say just a couple things about some poses in order for you to understand that a pose can be one of three things. It's for flexibility, it's for balance, or it's for strength. I mean, it can be obviously for other things, but I'm talking about the pose specifically. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to have her go into the other side so her body's not too tired. In a crescent lunge. Yeah. Okay, so go ahead and face this way so that they can come to the top. And step the left foot back. Good. Keep the heel lifted, bend through the front knee. And like I mentioned some of these different modifications for the last one. But if you're wanting maybe something more for flexibility, you are really going to lift that heel up. You're going to lift up through the chest. You're going to move that front leg out and work on the hip flexor. In all reality, dropping the back knee is going to give you more option to work on this as a flexibility pose, and not just because people think you're taking a knee for whatever reason. You're changing the composition of the pose and how it feels in the body. Go ahead and drop her back knee. When she drops the back knee, it is lighting up, hopefully, her inner thigh, but she's pulling the hips together. But then she can drop through the hips and kind of play around with how it feels on her hip flexor. It turns it into that more flexibility pose. Now let's make it into a strength pose. Come on, take that back knee up and come up on the front toes. Yeah. So now we're really starting to engage that body. We're testing our balance with this pose and our strength. And arms can start to come up or to a T, and you can do arm circles. You're really pulling the belly in and doing, oh yeah, it's good, I'm already tired. Good. And you can drop that front heel. So you can come on out of it. So when she's doing something like that, like I said, we just turn that pose by doing these few modifications. It's not making you more advanced or more, like needing to take a break, which you can do these things differently, but you're also changing how you want the pose to be in your body. So I like to change up my poses a lot in my body because maybe I did too many crescent lunges strength-wise in that week, and now it's time to turn it into more of being more flexible because maybe I ran or something. That's a lie, I don't run. Right? Eat my ice cream sandwiches. Okay, all right, so let's work on some balance poses too, and I'm going to talk to you about a few of those, and then I promise we'll be done because people should start showing up. All right, you're going to face the front, and we're going to face the tree pose. So she's going to do some tree pose. I'm going to show you how to do it, turn it into a couple different ways. So first you start with a kickstand of the right foot, the toes are on the ground. Start to lift up through the body, reach arms overhead, breathe, and then start to open the knee. So you can stay here. And this is not only helping with your balance, but this pose right here for me, it works on strengthening the connection of my leg and my hip. Right through there. I can feel it lighting up. I also can feel it stretch. How does it feel in your body?
I feel it more on this side right now.
Stretch or strength?
Strength.
Okay, so yes, the standing leg should be nice and strong. Now we're going to move that foot up a little bit, challenging our balance and our flexibility and or our strength. And we can come up even higher, skip the knee, you can come to the inside of the leg, and then the tall people like to have it in the front. For me, this is only strength, because I can only do it if it's almost like a figure four. So that's your tree pose variations. And then you turn the arms into some crazy stuff, and you can make it harder. You can, to balance, you can make it more beautiful, just taking the hands up and working on you getting your focus and clarity from this pose. And then you're going to move the knee in and out. And now we're also strengthening the inner thigh. Nice and slow. So those are just a few options and ways that, you can do it literally with every single pose that there is. We can figure out how we can make it harder, softer, or different. And neither hard or soft, but just different on what your needs are for that day. Injury-based training in yoga, though, too, is a whole different subject we don't have time for today, but at least we got 20 minutes total of the 2 different videos using my beautiful assistant and model, Amber Helber. All right, friends, we'll talk to you later. Carissa Carpenter here. Hope to see you soon again. Bye.